Thank you, Senator. Senator Rucker's been a particularly fine guest over the years on the Hugh Hewitt Show because she knows school choice as well as anyone in this room, and many of you are experts. I just want to say 6 quick things within my 7 minutes. I want to repeat what I said last night. Between Lisa and Jonathan and every staff member over at ALEC's headquarters, you are represented by and led by perhaps the most effective team in the association world in D.C. I've been in and out of D.C. since 1980. My wonderful wife worked for the American Society of Association Executives. I know the world pretty well. Lisa and Jonathan are just simply unmatched in the enthusiasm and joy they bring to their work and to the ideas that they spread. They're committed, and they deserve your wholehearted support, and those that support you from the corporate world, it's the best bang for your buck because they deal in ideas and they win. Having said that, Jonathan is an economist, and he is prone to, of course, work data sets in his favor. So after he took a sharp shot at my Buckeyes last night, I decided I would do my own research. And in this millennium, in other words, since 2000, the record is Ohio State 18 wins, that team up north 7, just to set the record straight. Here's what matters most to me, what I talk to my guests about: school choice. Patricia Rucker and every one of you who are forwarding, whether it's scholarships, whether it's vouchers, however you do what your state does, every child that benefits from that, you shape their life, you make it possible for them to achieve great things. What you are doing in school choice is truly astonishing. Keep it up. It's going to change the generation that my grandchildren are growing up. By the way, Senator Serrano, I think, 40 grandchildren. I've got 7. I'm still tired from Thanksgiving. My back still hurts. I don't know how you do it. God bless you, man. Second, redistricting. I know opinions are mixed on this. We're in a fight for America. If you can redistrict, you should redistrict, because the other side is not going to play fair. The other side is playing to win. We are refugees from California that just wiped out, against the interests of the state, Ken Calvert's district. He was going to be chair of appropriations, but they preferred a Democrat seat to the chair of appropriations. That makes no sense. Every legislator in the room knows that makes no sense. That's how they're playing. We have to roll the same way. There are 31 red states. There are 19 blue states. We ought to have the Senate. We ought to have a majority. And I hope, I pray that you listen. Third, most important to me, the affordability crisis has many components. The number one is housing. I was a real estate land use permitting lawyer for 30 years before I retired from that just to concentrate on broadcasting. I did it in parallel. The housing market in the United States is one market. Every unit you approve, whether it's a rental unit or a housing unit, improves the affordability of every unit in America. Supply has to be increased. Many of you are permanent reform experts. You know what I'm talking about. Keep doing that. Bring more and more houses and apartments to the market, and we will make it more affordable for Americans to grow and thrive and raise children in the communities they want to live in with good schools. Fourth, election integrity. Many of you are working on this. It is simply beyond comprehension that some object to voter ID. Jonathan and I have spent a lot of time on the air talking about this. It matters a great deal to the future of the Republic, so please keep focused on that. My own particular forward-looking approach to ask you to get someone thinking about small modular reactors. Energy is freedom. We make a lot of energy here in Texas, and thank you for that, Texas. But energy is freedom. When we begin to permit, the technology is here. It's being deployed in China. We can build it here, but it's going to require states to welcome small modular reactors. My son-in-law has driven around the entire world with a small modular reactor next to his bed. He's on a carrier off and on. And I'm here to tell you they're safe. We can build them safe. We can build them small. We can power the United States in a way that will drive down the cost of living everywhere. So if you don't know much about small modular reactors, find out about them because they're going to be everywhere in 10 years. Lead that. 3 more. The Montana plan, I think, is a menace. Now, I'm sorry to my Montana friends. One of my closest friends, Jan Gennaro, lives up in Montana. Governor Jim Forte is my friend. I love the senators, Steve Daines and the new guy, whose name is escaping me right now. They're good people. The Montana plan that would prohibit corporate donations into politics is, in fact, a stifling of free speech. I don't think it's constitutional. It's not a good idea. Next, Medicaid and entitlement fraud is so vast. You know, I was sitting next to the Michigan people last night. We made peace. The Cowboys and the farmers can't be friends. And I was so astonished that they found $5 billion, and $5 billion, and that is just the beginning. That everyone would do what they did. God bless you all, because we can prove we can get rid of our debt problem. And then finally, and this one is difficult, if you saw the story last week about the University of California, San Diego, they had to triple their remedial math and literature offerings because kids are arriving at one of the finest universities in America. UCSD is a great university, not able to do 7th grade math. They cannot read at high school level. The problem is we're not teaching it anymore, and to the extent that you can bring remedial education back up to speed, read and learn to add. That is all we ask of our elementary schools. Nothing else. Don't need DEI, don't need CRT. They got to read, they got to be able to do math. Finally, last time I was asked to talk to the Republican Senate conference, someone always cancels, then my phone rings. I always know I'm the backup speaker. We spent 2 hours talking about name, image, and likeness. And they asked me what to do. I said, nothing. Ohio State has a first mover advantage. But that's not really what I believe. You have to figure it out, or you got to ask the feds to come in and figure it out, because it's destroying college sports, which is one of the few things where red and blue can meet and enjoy a tailgate, other than ALEC. It's great to be a nonpartisan group of experts. Thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing some of you on the show later today. I'm with the program, Senator Rucker, and thank you.